Welcome to Dad Gets Fit.
Stole my bit. So, impromptu one. Normally we think for ages about what we're going to do, but I'm just like so clever I thought of one off the top of my head. So
Just been really busy this week, haven't
Yeah,
we? So we haven't really sort of prepared, so probably shouldn't say that, but that is the fact.
But I think what we're going to talk about is still really interesting.
Yeah, I
so
do.
normally, and we don't always want to do a research-heavy one.
No.
Sometimes you just want to maybe get a coffee and sit with us and have a little chin wag, basically, about this fitnessy stuff. So this week, we thought we'd talk about finding love in fitness. So
Finding the thing that you love,
how can you
fitness-wise,
do
yeah.
fitness and enjoy the fitness sort of thing?
But before we do that, we need to do the weigh-in.
So how was it? Because I'm not present for the weigh-in, to be honest, anymore because I'm at
Do it
work.
in the morning.
Yeah,
You're in bed.
I mean that's literally not true.
It literally is true. I did it this morning.
Mm.
6:30.
Yeah.
You were in bed, weren't you?
Well, yeah, at 6:30. I'd just like to clarify, it's making it sound like I'm laying in bed till 10 o'clock.
I'm not. I do it on the wee first thing in the morning, so that's why you're still in bed. Anyway, yes, I have put £2 on.
Mm-hmm.
Boo. Yeah, unfortunately, I knew that was going to be the case.
But there is a reason.
Yeah, well, there's two reasons really. One is that I think I kind of needed a bit of a reset. I'd got, I'd done like 100 and odd miles cycling. I was really strict the previous week. And also I damaged my arm somehow. I don't know whether it's a trapped nerve or something, but really, really painful. And I think I probably got it through cycling because our roads are terrible, so you're really bouncing on the bike. And I've been on my road bike and there's no sort of give on that. So it was really, really painful. So I had to basically stay off the bike all week. So that's taken its toll. So I've put £2 on. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. I just need to keep going.
Yeah.
We've said this before.
Yeah,
Really.
you take a bit of a break if you have muscle problems or bone. We don't know if it's it's probably not bone.
No, I
a
think
shoulder
it's just a
musculature issue.
Yeah.
Because that's how you heal it and you can carry on. If you keep pushing it, then you're gonna make it worse. So
That was really painful. I couldn't have got on the bike, to be honest. So there we go. I've put £2 on, but we don't give up. We just carry on, don't we? And see what I do next week. I'd like to lose that again.
Yeah.
By next week, but we'll see.
I think you might be able to have a bit more of a bike week.
Yeah.
Not like you don't always have to do the whole 100 miles in a week thing.
No.
Just going out regularly is still so much more than you were doing before. So it's remembering that, and I think one thing that I did when I was starting to get into fit, because you've been a bit fitter through your life. Whereas I've not. I've kind of gotten into fitness in my 20s, whereas before that I wasn't really super into it. And I mean, we could talk about that in another video maybe. But I would say telling myself, well, just doing like even a 7-minute workout is better than nothing, because otherwise I would be doing nothing at all. So it's like, for a few weeks I did these like 7 minutes a day videos, and that just got me into the habit and got me doing it, and it is better than nothing. So even if you just go out once a week, that's still more bike rides than you were doing before this all started. So
yeah, absolutely. I think what happens with me is I do get I kind of get quite excited about the whole thing, and especially on my road bike. I went out on my road bike a couple of times for long rides, and that I loved it. It was lovely weather and it was really great fun, but it's quite hard for somebody that hasn't been sort of keeping it up, exercise up for for quite some time to suddenly start doing 35-mile bike rides. Anyway, so yeah, that's the way in. But our subject for today is kind of finding an exercise that you love and how you go about doing that, really. So I suppose the story of cycling for me is, so about 10 years ago, Dad wanted to get rid of his old bike. That's it. He wanted to get rid of his old bike. He'd got a bike that he'd bought years ago. It was I suppose a road bike, but it wasn't a proper road bike. It was
a bit
just
of a hybrid-y thing.
Yeah, I mean it had 10 gears, I think, but it was very kind of old and heavy, very heavy. Anyway, so I bought it off him for about 20 quid or something, I think, and that just, I don't know, I just really started to get into it, and that's all I had for a year or so, probably more. And me and a friend, Ennis, who was a friend at work, we decided to have like a bit of an adventure. So we decided to cycle to London from Peterborough, where we live. So that's about a 100-mile cycle, really, a bit more. So we decided that we would cycle from Peterborough to London in a day, and we'd stay then overnight in London. And so that's what we did. We did a bit of training for it, but I still had that old bike, and I mean, Ennis didn't even have a road bike. He had like just a sort of normal. It wasn't even a proper mountain bike. Really.
Generic
just
bike.
A generic bike. Anyway, we did it. We cycled from Peterborough to London on all back roads, country roads. Fantastic. Really enjoyed it. It was freezing cold. We did it in
I remember when you went. I was because Mum made you both an English breakfast, like full English, and you had your little beanie hat on underneath your helmet, and it was just like,
oh, it's freezing.
Bye.
It was freezing fog.
Yeah.
Actually,
you left really early fog as well.
Well, yeah, we needed the time. So we cycled to London, and we actually just got the outskirts of London, and it's had an account with the hotel, so we got a room there and just stopped over that evening, and then the next day we made the rest of the sort of 10 miles to the centre of London. We had our photograph taken under the London Eye. I don't know where that photo is actually. I'm going to try and find that. Yeah. But it was a great adventure, and that I suppose started my interest in cycling.
Yeah.
Then I bought a better bike. We had this plan to cycle to Amsterdam, which we did. So we did that over a couple of days. It's a great thing, by the way. I want to do that again. So you cycled to Felixstowe. We did it from London because by then Ennis was living in London. So we cycled to Felixstowe. And then overnight, so we did it during the day, then overnight, the ferry takes you from Felixstowe to the Hook of Holland. So literally you wake up and you're there. You get on the bike again, and from the Hook of Holland there's like a coast road that is specifically for cycles, and you just cycle then straight through to Amsterdam. So it's great, really relatively easy, but really good fun.
How do you navigate when you're on a bike and you don't know where you are? Because these are places you've never cycled round.
So the on both occasions we spent some time planning the route. We got a map out. I mean, this was before the ubiquity of Google Maps and
so I bet you could get like now I bet you could get a thing to put your phone on and it will just tell you like a sat nav. It's just the battery and there's the battery, and also of course with a bike you don't necessarily want to take the most direct route, and you're trying to avoid main roads. You can't go on motorways. There's strict rules in this country and on the continent around cycling on the motorway. You don't want to do it anyway. So it's not always easy actually to plot it by the sat-nav. So you really do need to know before. So yeah, we planned it all out. We did have a few moments where we got lost, which is particularly onerous really on a bike. Because if you take a wrong turning in a car, you just turn around and you go back again. But on a bike, you've wasted half an hour's worth of energy, and that's the most important currency when you're on a bike ride is energy, and you just cannot afford to waste it. So even going out your way 10 minutes,
it's 20 minutes, and you're talking about, a good 5 to 10 miles there. That's a lot of energy you just have wasted. So we had a couple of those. Got now and again things got a bit fractious, but overall it was really great fun. The Holland one was easier because the coast road is just so easy, and from London to Felixstowe is pretty easy, and then from the Hook of Holland it's just very, very easy. So that wasn't too bad. So our main point for this was, we're aware that if you're watching this, you might be interested in your own kind of fitness journey. And our advice, I suppose, is to find something in terms of exercise that you just love doing rather than that you've got to do.
Because you've come from, like I said, a position of enjoying sport previously and going into and then finding something by happenstance and enjoying it off the bat. Did not enjoy the things I tried for a while. So I mean, when I was younger, I liked netball, but I didn't like for some girls and the sports coaches for netball are ridiculously into it. They need to calm down. Jesus, like, because I just wanted to have fun, and it's like I wasn't like the best, but I wasn't like the worst. But it'd just be like, right, we all need to meet and we need to drill like netball, like shooting for this long, and we got to win. We have to win. I was just like, and they're very scrappy, and there was a lot of pushing over, and it was just very like.
Yeah, it's interesting.
When people think netball is like funny girl sport, it's like just absolutely aggressive, manic girls like pushing each other over, like scratching. I used to come home like literally like nail scratch marks, and I was just like, I hate this. This is awful. Because I went even at uni. I thought I literally I joined the team that was for fun. So there's varsity teams, and then there's the just here for making friends and being social and doing something. Even then were mental. Like I was just like, I can't tap out.
So what are good exercise? What are good exercise regimes then that people might think about
doing?
So I've got cycling.
I think obviously you can't really do unless you've got access to a pool. You can't swim, but
at the moment, swimming
is really good because even if you're you've got difficulty with your mobility, you can just walk up and down the pool, and that resistance of water is really great. So that it's called calisthenics. Calisthenics when you're doing it just your body weight things. That includes like Pilates, the stuff that I do. You can do that in the comfort of your own home. You don't need.
It's not comfortable.
The comfort of your own home.
What I've seen of you after you've done it, it doesn't look very comfortable.
It's great. Feel the burn. No, but it's like no one at the gym. Nobody actually cares. Really, everyone's just there sweating their own pain out. But I know what it's like to feel like people care. But if you do calisthenics, you don't need.
So it's at home basically. It's aerobic exercise.
Yeah, and you can incorporate bands or like resistance bands.
Oh. Yeah.
So I'm gonna invest in some resistance bands, and you can make it harder as well. So you can really train yourself from home, and a lot of people have to at the moment. And there is running. I tried running. I gave it didn't give it. I tried.
Yeah, you did it for a while, didn't you?
Yeah. It's just I find it boring.
Yeah, that's my problem. I find it really boring and just unpleasant.
And it's just so easy to stop.
Yeah, I think there's some of the guys that I link to on Strava. I mentioned that I've got this app now, so I do it just for cycling, but they do it for running. And the couple of guys that I know, they're waif-like thin.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're really thin and really light, then I think running could probably be quite enjoyable because it's not. But for me, I'd be like wobbling all over the place and pounding the road. It's just not. I'm not ready for that yet. Maybe at some point. But unless you like it, then
I think I'd probably be better at it now if I did because my cardiovascular stamina is improved. Previously, I would get stitched and I'd just be mentally. My brain would just be like, just stop. There's literally no reason to keep running. You could just walk. Stop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so hard to beat that. Because there's no sort of like force making you do it other than your brain. Like it isn't. It's so. If you want to challenge yourself mentally, I think running's good because of that.
So a lot of older, well, not necessarily older people. I shouldn't really say that because lots of people do it. But this Zumba thing that I keep hearing.
Yeah.
That's it. So is that like dancing? Is it sort of?
It's
dancing?
kind of dancing, yeah. So we know our hairdresser's daughter teaches Zumba.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really good. It is good for like older people as well because it's like, it's just fun and happy. It's like we said, if it exercises for.
So happiness. Is it to music? Do they do it to music?
Yeah, and
so
it's like
I've never done this,
yeah.
but I can see why that would be fun. So
yeah, and dance workouts are a big thing at the moment.
Yeah, because that's again, it's a bit like cycling in that you're just doing it because you're having fun, but incidentally you're also doing a lot of exercise.
Yeah, so there's one guy that he gets millions of views, and he's like. He's a dancer, but he does it for just anyone to do. But you do the videos over a bit of time, and you will get better eventually as well. And people love it. Like they just and they genuinely do actually lose weight. Like you think, oh, how are you going to lose weight? Just sort of shimmying about, but they actually do.
Yeah.
Because I guess if you're really into it and you're giving it your 100%, and like it's fun.
And if the alternative is just sitting on the settee watching telly, then it's got to be good, isn't it?
Well, this is what I mean. Something is better than nothing, and
definitely.
like for some people, like I mean, dancers are often very fit. So I mean,
tremendously fit.
So yeah, that's if you just and if you're willing to like laugh at yourself as well, just be like, don't not take it too seriously. Like we're not all dancers, but everyone can dance, if you know what I mean. Not everyone's gonna be. Like, not everyone's going to win the next Britain's Got Talent, but, everyone can move their body.
I can dance, but not in any kind of structured way.
I just
so if somebody says, right, you do this, and then you do that, and then I've forgotten.
I don't think he does that in this. That's going to be incredibly loud. I don't think he does, like, the whole, like, let's do step 1, step 2, step 3.
After step 3, I'm done. I cannot remember.
No, I think he's just kind of, you're just copying.
I can't even do the slosh at weddings.
I don't even know the slosh. What's the slosh?
You've not been to many weddings, have you?
No.
People don't invite us to weddings.
Well, apparently I'm entering that time in my life when I'm about to get invited to a lot of weddings.
You might, But the other bit of exercise I was going to say was walking.
Walking's great.
For I can see me definitely as I get older
being a walker.
Yeah, I can definitely see like walking across countryside and hilly areas and mountains and stuff. I would like to get into that
because I think not even just when you're getting older, like I just enjoy walks.
Course,
so I've not been able to go out as much recently. I'm just trying to get myself back in a routine now I'm back at work and slowly reintroducing all the bits, so I'm not just going to exhaust myself all at once by going like but walking, I want to get that back in my routine because the dog loves it. She's not out as much now. She does still go out, but not as much. She was going every day. Having said that, I don't think she wants to go out every day. She started getting really tired.
And you got little legs, little dog.
Yeah, and I quite like going on a longer one, sort of an hour, and she's just like dragging behind, like the full extension of. I know. Well, she doesn't ever do that. She never sits down, but she's at full extension of the lead behind me. Yeah. And normally she's running ahead, so I was like, maybe she's tired. Yeah,
that's good for her. Keeps her quiet.
Well, yeah.
Sleeps when she gets back.
Well, she does, but I thought maybe every other day might be better if I want to do a longer one. But yeah, it is great and it's mentally good for you. This is most exercise is, but I think with walking you can. If I encourage people to go on their walk with no phone checking because it's so easy to do, but I think it's
handy to have it in the back pocket or something,
for safety.
For safety reasons.
So I like to have it in case of emergency, but I don't want to. I don't want to rely on it. So I want to be present in the walk because when else do you get such a lovely opportunity? And that's the great thing about cycling. You really can't.
No, that's right.
You do. And I mean, what do I think about while we're on the bike? I don't know, but I feel like I've sorted through stuff while I'm on the bike.
It's a great place to to get your head in the right place, and also just to consolidate things that you've been thinking about. You can organise your thoughts. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think I'm mentally going right. I'm going to get on the bike and I'm going to sort out, fix a problem. But I feel like even if something was weighing on me, it feels like less so after that. So yeah, I encourage that for walking because it's free and it's great for your mind.
Okay, that's it then, I think. So, unless you've got anything else to say?
No.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.